When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles.
They do. They want you to take all the roles. We want you to take all the roles because having all the roles is fun. Welcome back to one of the best podcasts out there, personal biased, Dads Meet World, your weekly deep dive into that 90s classic called Boy Meets World. We're two dads who take it step by step, one episode at a time, day by day. I am Tyler, your host for today, joined as always
By Brett.
Yay!
Oh.
Very nice. And we were going to get started at least 5 minutes ago, but then my eldest child came out going, "Dad, look at my eye. Something's in my eye." And I go to look at his eye, and he's like, "No, Dad, on the skin." It's like, it's way too late for this nonsense.
Oh, yes.
So he's trying to get the medicine he needs. And I say, "Oh, well, your mom had it last. Go ask her." Because sometimes, and what you didn't hear, Brett, was sometimes my wonderful, beautiful, amazing, incredible wife, who will definitely hear this episode, will not put the medicine back where she had it. So the only way for us to find it is for me to go ask your mom to go look. And then she'll be like, "Oh, here it is, in this random spot that no one would have thought to look."
Yeah, stuff does not get put away in my house a lot.
I keep thinking about to the future, because the times I've been at your house when people are just always looking for things, I'm like, I just can't even imagine what it's going to be like in a couple of years when they're all moving things, and I'm just like, I don't know anything in my thing. Where are they?
Yeah, I just constantly try to think back to who did I see with this last, and hope desperately that they can remember what they did with it.
Yeah, so, that's the funs of being a dad.
Yeah, we haven't had our TV remote in about a week, so it's a good thing that it's a smart TV and our phones have remote apps on them.
Yep.
And the Roku remote in my basement for the Roku device for our projector in the basement, Toby lost that months ago. I have no clue where he lost it in the basement. I have torn the basement apart. I cannot find it.
Nice. Yeah, so we have two remotes for our TV in the living room. One of them, the backspace button doesn't work, and that's a requirement for many of the apps nowadays. So we can get to things, but we can't back out of it. So oftentimes, if it's the choice between the bad remote or our phones, we'll just use our phone. But the TV upstairs in our bedroom, I put one of those retractable phone things. So literally our remote is attached by a wire, and we have not lost it once, and it's amazing. We always know where it is.
We've gone backwards as a society.
You know what? Some of the things back in the olden days of the world, the internet, it's needed. But Brett, should we talk about this episode?
I think we should.
I think we should.
Good looking people. We are in episode 19 of season 7, Brotherly Shove.
We got so much of the show left to go.
We do, yeah. Only a few episodes left. While on vacation...
Few episodes, Brett. This is 5 left today.
Yes. While on vacation, Amy and Alan order Corey and Eric to clean out the garage. However, Corey decides to clean out the garage with Sean and Topanga instead.
Dun, dun, dun.
The brothers then put together a garage sale, leading Eric and Corey to battle over which of their items are no longer needed or wanted.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was written by Matthew Nelson, directed by Jerry Levine in his last of 5 episodes that he's directed. Originally aired March 31st, 2000, 2 weeks after our last episode. Currently enjoys an IMDb rating of 7.9, which is 0.4 higher than our last episode. And in the Nielsen's, our last episode enjoyed an 8.07. Meanwhile, this one clocks in at 7.37. Our decline continues.
Yes, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
It is.
Well, can we agree once again, Brett, that this episode has to get to the drama and you have to not think about reality at all, just accept it is what it is and just move forward?
Yeah, this definitely suffers from 2000s, 1990s, 2000s. You guys haven't seen this show in a few weeks now because there's no reason to believe that Corey and Eric have this much distance between them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this is all taking place in one day.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
we could argue this is literally like, say, 7 to 7. Like, they start off the day cleaning the garage, the 3 of them. It's like right at the start. And, you know, Eric knew that Sean had just left, so he just leaves himself, you know. And they're only a couple minutes behind. Like, they're just barely getting started. So literally, that's when they decide. Well, they disperse then to go get coffee at the one place they can get coffee, and that's when they're like, let's just do a garage sale. So like, if they start at like 9:00, and that's when they put out the tables, put out flyers, believable, I guess, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go in this garage sale until they break into a fight at noon or 2:00.
Yeah, we'll say 2:00. We'll be generous.
Yep. And then they're at the hospital for a couple hours, 3 hours, and then they're back around dinner time. Call it 6:30, almost 7. That's when Eric shows up and the episode ends. Because they're wearing the same clothes the whole time.
Oh yeah, this is all one day. What I want to know is who the tuba player in the family is.
Right. Yeah, so technically, I just went through the whole episode because there's only one real plot. It's just we have side conversations.
I mean, we've got a bit of a B plot that's a recycled B plot with Sean and Jack, but we've done that before.
Yeah.
Back during a Christmas episode.
Yeah. Well, let's just get into this proper, the way we do it, Brett. Corey, Topanga, and Sean, they're in the garage. We've always seen little snippets of the garage, but today we're seeing the full-blown garage. And for some reason,
first time inside.
Yeah, there are brick to the garage. We've always seen siding, but now we're seeing bricks.
Mm-hmm.
So, sure, why not?
Well, you know, when Alan got that shmoney from the wilderness store, he decided to go brick.
It could be.
Replace all the siding.
Could be, or just, continuity doesn't matter in this show. That's the one I'm going with, Brett, because so many things you're like, did no one realize? I think they realized they just didn't care.
Yeah, they probably didn't bother keeping any set pieces around and just had to build new ones.
Probably that too. So anywho, they're discussing, hey, Dad said while we're gone, we need to clean out this garage. I'm not gonna lie, this is Alan's responsibility.
I'll give this to his kids too, though, because this is their stuff.
Okay, if the whole garage is full of their stuff, it is Alan's responsibility to be like, hey, we are going to organize this. You're going to decide what you're keeping, what you're getting rid of, and here's. Sorry. Let's back up. Maybe Alan already went through and said, all of my stuff is in this section over here. Don't touch it. Go through everything else. Or I took all my stuff out of there. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Alan the benefit of the doubt and say that his stuff in the garage is just like tools and stuff that's on the walls.
Yeah.
And the tuba up in the top. And
I could see Alan being a tuba player.
he's a musician, you know. He played guitar in that band.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe he had his marching band days. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he went that route and that everything else in there is the boys and he wants them to take care of it.
Yeah. But, yeah, Topanga's trying to throw things away. And clearly, Corey is not the person to go through all this stuff because...
No, he's a pack rat.
Yes, he is. Like, Topanga and Sean should have gone through all this stuff.
Yeah. Corey's a hoarder.
Yeah. And I'll also
especially
ask you,
with that retainer.
Yeah. Brett, I have to ask, is Alan and Amy on vacation with Morgan and the baby? Or is Morgan and the baby at the house?
That's a very good question because we don't see any of them in the episode.
There's no mention of them at all.
I think the writers just forgot they exist.
Right?
So let's say Alan and Amy are on vacation and Morgan is babysitting.
I mean, they could have at least said, like, they finally took Morgan to Disney World or something. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
'Cause
let's be nicer than the writers. They took Morgan and the baby with
Josh.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Josh.
Baby Josh is free, so they would take him with them and have no problem.
Yeah.
Finally making
Yeah,
money with that.
They
that
finally made
Blair
that
Witch.
trip to Disney.
Yeah, I could see that. They didn't have enough for Corey and Eric, and that's fair.
Yeah, because you know Morgan would have jumped in that fight.
Yeah, she would have. Especially this Morgan.
Oh, yes.
Gosh, we haven't seen Morgan in a long time.
No, we have not. I mean, she appeared on screen for like 2 seconds during the baby shower, and beyond that, we really have not seen her at all.
Do you mean the episode of the birthday episode?
No, she was on screen during the baby shower for like 2 seconds.
Oh, yes. Yep, you're right. She was there. But not with a speaking line.
No, she didn't have any lines, but we saw her, but we didn't get to hear her.
No.
Yeah, it's really been since, wow, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I keep wondering about is if this show had kept the premise of, like, it's a family comedy where Morgan actually is a real, true character throughout, like so many other family comedies, like, this show would be so different.
Mm-hmm.
But the show changes with the boy.
Yeah, the last real piece of story they gave her was her first date.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Tanqueray.
It's a Tanqueray. Yeah, but Eric, as they're in the middle of a sword fight, sorry, I do need to make that clear, because Lord Hunter and Sir Complains a Lot are to battle for Topanga's hand, apparently.
Oh, yes. Which,
And,
if they were really fighting, Sean would take him out handily.
Oh, of course. He has a goatee.
Oh, yes. It's coming in nice.
It's my favorite. That's my favorite moment in the episode. Yeah, so they're having this sword fight, and then Eric walks in, and he is nettled. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Yeah, he's allowed to be a real person with real emotions this episode.
Yes, we do not get cartoon Eric at all in this episode. We get fully realized human being Eric with real emotions, and his emotions are boiling just beneath the surface the whole episode.
Yep.
And he's really only got the one side of the coin of the emotions.
Yep.
He's got the hurt, he's got the anger, he's got the frustration, and he's got the yearning for connection.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that the show, one could argue, Brett, the whole show has been leading up to this moment of these two brothers saying, who are we to each other?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, there is no conclusion at the end.
No, they really fumbled the ball.
Yeah, we'll get to that more later, but yeah, Eric calls him out pretty quickly of, oh, hey, remember when Dad said he wanted both of us to do this? This is what he wanted to communicate to both of us.
Now, Dad called me after he talked to you. He wanted us to do this together. Yeah, Corey, I don't like Corey in this episode. Corey is quite the jerk. He's very nonchalant. He hand waves Eric away.
Yeah.
Corey is not likable, this one.
Yeah, well, it'd be one thing if Corey and Topanga were like house sitting while his parents were away. Say Morgan is still in class. Maybe Josh went with them or Josh is somewhere else. But to keep Morgan's life the same, they're staying there because, I mean, my parents went on a trip once and Sarah and I came and we stayed with my sister for a little bit, you know, just so she didn't have her life didn't go out of whack while my parents were away. So that's not unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it's the weirdness of having Sean there.
Yes.
And Eric is in the right the whole episode.
Yeah, he is. Every minute.
Yeah. So, yeah. Eric basically calls him a jerk, and Topanga and Sean try to leave, and Eric's like, why? It looks like I'm the one that has to leave. So he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we go to the student union, the only place in town to get coffee. That's worth a college student's attention. And I do like that that Eric can go up to Sean and say, hey man, I'm really sorry for blowing up on you like that. That wasn't fair. I was upset and it had nothing to do with you. And I like that Sean responded with, well, thanks. And then Jack walks up, and all three of them recognize the goatees.
He's coming in nice.
Yeah. It's like they decided they're going to be the goatee boys of their apartments.
Yeah. And Eric seemed well rested.
Yeah, I did like that too. Of like, he seems so well rested today. To distract from the fact he's not being a cartoon today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, this whole conversation pops up about brothers sharing things and doing things together, and Sean and Jack decide, let's do something together. And we're going to learn, Brett, they have nothing in common, because there's no ice skating available right now.
Exactly the thought I had.
But then we have the weirdest exchange. Hey, Angela, we should go through our stuff and we should get rid of some things. You're in college. You should have the bare minimum of your stuff.
Yeah, what is junking up your dorm room that you need to get rid of it?
Right.
You don't have that much room to collect stuff.
Right. It's like, it's one thing to have, like, too many clothes. You're like, hey, like, we've been buying new clothes. Maybe there's some clothes we can get rid of. I get that, but, like, how much stuff do you possibly have? I don't know. It's like they just wanted to give Rachel and Angela something to mess with each other.
They need their
out.
own C story.
Yeah, but we never really get like a girl C story that doesn't involve one of the guys.
Yeah.
Like it's never just the girls trying to figure out their own crap. It's always here's how the boys are messing up the girls' lives.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Then of course, Brett, we get to Corey's apology, which basically goes, "Hey, I'm sorry you're upset. It wasn't my fault.
Exactly it.
I tried to make it easy on you, but I didn't want to communicate it because that'd be hard. So, sorry you're upset."
Yeah. That sounds
Did
about
you
right.
ever get those apologies, Brett?
I've had those apologies, yes.
Mhm.
It doesn't feel good to hear those apologies from anyone.
Yeah.
Especially people that are supposed to love you and be close to you.
Yeah. Which sibling, Brett?
Oh, I've had it from a couple of siblings. I've also had those from friends. Some
Yeah.
from friends that aren't friends anymore.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like Corey is expecting, yeah, we'll just say sorry, we'll forget about it, then we'll move on.
Yeah, it's not how it works.
No. And I will say, I do like that Seven the Hard Way is a good precursor to show that Corey doesn't make a real effort with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we see in the early seasons, all he wants to do is be around his brother. All he wants to do is be around his brother. He just wants his brother's attention. And it's like it turned around, and as a adult, Eric goes, "Oh, well, I'll spend more time with you. I'll be around you." And Corey just said, "No, that's okay." Like, Eric handed him a key to his apartment and said, "Hey, be a part of my life." And then Corey kind of did, but not really.
Hmm?
Yeah. But Corey does not look good in this episode. There's no way else around it.
No.
But, Brett, you've done garage sales in your day, right?
I've done a couple, yeah.
Yeah. You ever just set one up on a random day, random Saturday, with no prep beforehand?
No.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I didn't understand that. Like, unless, like, it is literally like you're in an area where there's garage sales happening every single weekend, or you're, like, there's, like, a community-wide yard sale, garage sale going on. Like, you can't just start one unless you're on, like, just a super busy street and people are going to just show up.
There are parts of the community I live in now that during certain parts of the year in early summer, they probably could get away with setting one up if they did it early enough in the day and just threw up some signs.
Right.
Because for about 3 or 4 weeks, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there are garage sales going on all over the place.
Right.
So
But
in their
it's-
neighborhood, they probably could get away with it.
Right. But it has to be an area where it's regular to be
Yeah.
having them.
Yeah. It's still a little magic of TV, but
Right.
I
Well,
can buy into this magic of TV.
Especially at this time, though. I remember people used to print, like, their addresses of, like, here is where there will be sales going on. And
Mhm.
people would take that listing and drive all over town so they can hit as many of them as they possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
So, and normally there's signs of, hey, there's going to be one over there.
Yep.
But we also don't know the real layout of the community they're in or anything else about it, so who knows?
Yeah. who
TV
knows?
magic. But Eric is selling things priced to, like, instantly leave their house almost for free.
Oh, he's giving stuff away. $2
Uh-huh.
for a sled, then it marks it down to $1.50. That sled is
Yeah.
worth at a garage sale. That sled would easily fetch $10.
Yeah, I was thinking $10. And that's still stealing it.
Oh, that is still stealing it, but that's garage sale price.
Yeah, actually respectable garage sale. Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. Like, it takes time to price out every individual item, or to have like a roster of like, here is what you're buying. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's just so much prep that goes into it. I will tell you, Brett. I don't know if I've told you. I think I have told you this personally, but I don't know if I. I don't think I've said this on the podcast. So I'm going to share this story. Nothing ever bothered me more than when we were doing a garage sale at my cousin's house, and it was on one of the main streets over by one of the schools, and there's like sales going on all over that area, and we had Pokemon cards for sale, and it just said Pokemon cards for a couple of bucks, like nothing. We put it in bags, like we made it all cutesy, and you know, sealed it up. Well, there were kids that come by like, oh my gosh, you or Pokemon cards, cool, and they just buy them and then take them, and there was never anything good in them. It was just, hey, here are the extra cards we don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to take a chance on them? Go for it. But like, it wasn't much. Like, sir, this one dad came by and literally opened every single one of our bags, went through every single card to see, do you have this one? Do you have this one? No, these are all junk, and put them all back in the cards, and then walked away. And I'm like, I don't think you understand that we're just a couple of kids trying to just get a few extra dollars to go see our grandparents. We just want to be able to
Wow.
afford a toy that we can buy in Florida.
What a jerk.
Yeah. I have no idea what happened to that man, but I'm not going to lie. I had some bad thoughts for that person.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I was like 7 at the time, I want to say, too. I was so mad. Um, yeah, but yeah, garage sailing is not easy.
No.
And you will have things you want to get rid of, and people won't take them, and then you got to figure out what to do with the crap you didn't want. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely don't get cleaned out like that.
No, no. I'm trying to remember what we did. We did a moving sale, garage sale once when we left Indiana, and I was practically giving stuff away at the end of the day, and we still have some stuff left over, and I'm not sure what we did with the stuff that we have left over anymore.
Hmm,
I think we donated it.
I believe it. That's all you really can do.
Mm-hmm.
We've done rummage sales in the past. Like, we just have an organization that we agreed to. Hey, all of our extra stuff you can take to your secondhand stores, and they come take it. But they always take so much stuff because you can't get rid of everything you bring in.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I call shenanigans on that garage being cleared out.
Yes, I do too.
Yep. Yeah. So anywho, Corey, I will say Corey is trying to have a moment with his brother. They're sharing this story about they were on this sled, which I doubt both of them were on that sled. Not the point. But how they basically went across the highway and caused a car wreck, and their parents were so mad, yada yada yada. It's one of the best moments of their childhood. Apparently, it's worth $1.50.
Yep.
Um, and so yeah, Eric is just angry, and Corey could end this now by just saying, "I'm really sorry, I didn't think of you first. That was selfish of me."
He could.
He doesn't do it.
No. And I don't know if that's because. No, I do know. He does not. He's too dense to realize that's what it is.
Yep. he's unwilling to admit that he has done something to hurt his brother's feelings.
Yeah. He doesn't want to admit that he's in the wrong. He firmly believes he's in the right.
Well, the show has always shown us Corey's perspective of his brother is a big giant jerk and his brother is mean to him.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all bit into that hook, line, and sinker because at times he was. And now he's not.
Mm-hmm.
They're on
he's a
equal
real boy.
footing. Yeah. But then the whole crew ends up showing up because Rachel and Angela both got a box of stuff that's mostly the other person's stuff. So instead of just saying, hey, pick this up, they passive aggressively stole things from the other person to sell.
Yep. And we get a little bit of cartoon Eric, who's a collector
Yes,
and wants to
I
buy
like to
all
collect
of
them.
Rachel's stuff.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all, Eric.
Not at all.
You're doing
50
so
bucks
well.
for a tank top.
But yeah, and then Jack and Eric show up because there's literally nothing that the two of them now can agree upon of what makes them them that they can do together, other than they're spending time together, and now they're at the garage sale.
No. Movies, bowling, eating, working out, poetry, the mall, the bank, nothing they can find that they can do in common.
Yeah, all these things Sean has done. All these things we've seen Jack do as well.
Yeah. They've only each like one kind of movie apparently.
Yeah, even though Sean has always had interest in any movie.
Yeah.
Sean's never complained about a sports movie, a horror movie, a action movie, a movie with scantily dressed women. He's happy in any movie.
No, but he's only interested in movies with subtitles now.
Yes, I like. Okay, isn't that the fun thing about college Sean? Is they were like, he's more cultured now. He's into things. He's
Yes.
deep.
He's snooty. And his
Yes.
farts don't stink.
Yes. Anywho,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll say this: we're seeing right now the differences of brotherhood, of the relationship between two brothers, and I'll say two brothers that only have each other, because that is a complicated relationship that they have, and they're not sure what to do with it. They're not sure if they're doing it right, because Corey and Eric have all of these memories that are driving this moment they're having with each other of friction.
Mm-hmm.
Sean and Jack don't have the memories other than the ones they've created so far, which apparently has been nothing almost. And they're, with friction, trying to force it to happen. And so, like, we're just seeing the two sides of those coins, and neither one of them are willing to be honest with each other.
Yes.
If that's not what being a brother is, I don't know what is, Brett. So yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest, I only have one brother, and we have a very complicated relationship. And as an adult, I struggle with what do I do with this complicatedness, you know? And the fact is, like, Corey and Eric were both adults, and we could sit down and figure these things out, but that's uncomfortable. And it takes a lot of being willing to be forgiving and not judgmental, and that can be hard sometimes for brothers to do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's criticism for the end of this episode, is my point, but there's also an acknowledgement of they're still saying it's complicated for them. It's never going to be an easy fix in their relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, there's as much as there is criticism, there is acknowledgement there to be given. There are kudos to be given that it's not an easy sitcom fix that should be given.
There is no sitcom fix to brother relationships. There's no way else around it.
No.
And Brett, should we just get into the brawl?
Oh, we should, because I'll introduce him. This is Man. He's not given a name.
Did you say Angry Man?
It's not even Angry Man. It's just Man. He's played by Jesse Cordy. First and only time we'll see him on Boy Meets World. 132 acting credits. He's done a ton of voice work. And the one that stands out above all the rest, he's LeFou from Beauty and the Beast.
Huh.
Gaston's sidekick.
I think I saw something about that. Yeah. Nice. So that's a very different character than Man.
Yeah. But still the Disney connection.
Yeah, still the Disney connection. I wish there were more Disney connections in this show. There just hasn't been enough. Like, Jodie Benson should have been a substitute teacher at some point. Or any other Disney princesses of past or future. Anywho.
Yeah.
So we have this fight that breaks out because Corey is trying to, quote-unquote, fix his relationship with his brother, and this woman is being very impatient, and so Corey just simply says, "Lady, I'll get you in a second. Hold on." And then Man comes around and goes, "Hey, man, that's my wife."
Could she be any more annoying?
I do love his best Chandler impression. Could she be any more annoying?
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
yeah.
And then he decides to hit him. You know, a rational thing to do.
Yeah. That's what I would do if someone insulted my wife, of course.
Yeah. And then Eric comes in and starts doing some gut punches on him. And the guy doesn't flinch, which I'm calling baloney on that. Something had to have hit a little bit.
I mean, that's half a dozen shots to the solar plexus. I mean, even if he was a 6-day-a-week lifter, I mean, he's going to have some sort of reaction.
Yeah. I mean, at least the first one should be like a, ugh, and then, you know, him tightening up and then looking up Hulk Hogan style, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Eric tries to diffuse the punches, though.
The end result still could have been the same, but...
Yeah, but like Eric get a good wallop in that, you know... Mankind would have at least given in one punch.
Yeah. I do appreciate Eric's attempt to diffuse the situation when he realizes
Eric
that his punches
immediately
are not
goes to
landing.
diffusing.
So this man walks in a bar.
Yeah. And then that man then begins to punch Eric. But Corey, very not as masculine as Man, tries to jump on top of Man, saying, "That's my brother." And then wife of Man starts whacking Corey with purse. Rachel gets involved pretty quickly. Some random guy starts...
Someone picks up Sean and starts carrying him around.
It's like out of nowhere there's a bunch of people who were there like actively fighting the
People
whole
are just
crew.
itching for a fight at
And
this
you're
garage
like, what
sale.
is happening? Are they all a part of this gang we have no clue about?
This is the suburban upper crust wasp gang, man.
Right. Now, I would have loved anything for the tag of the episode to be like a little thing that says 1 week later, and Man opens the door, and it is Alan Matthews, and he just punches him in the face. and says, "Those are my boys." Shuts the door, walks
that would be
away.
good.
Ah. I don't know.
Such
There's
a
a
missed
okay.
opportunity.
Do you ever okay? I know we're talking a little bit more reflective of the show as a whole, as this has all been leading up through it and kind of trickling storylines into it. But is there a part of you that thinks Alan Matthews is kind of Chekhov's gun a little bit?
I can see that.
Like, we have been told over and over, season after season, that Alan Matthews has a short temper. Alan Matthews has been in fights. Alan Matthews is willing to hurt people for the people he loves. But at no point did this show ever let him actually, like, hurt someone.
No. At most, we saw a shove or two. We saw threats, but we never really saw any action.
And I don't want Alan Matthews to go beat up a random guy, but there's a part of me that goes,
No.
you know what? I think we needed it at least once.
If ever there was a time,
Right.
this would be a great time for that.
Right. Like, Clark Kent hitting someone, you're like, that person might die. But if his father, Jonathan Kent, hits somebody, you're like, yeah, get him. That's what I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he's
I'm
not
on
going to
board.
break the earth with a punch, but he can knock a fool down.
That's right. I'm on board with that.
Yeah. I mean, heck, we could have had a bachelor party get out of hand where it's like there's a bar fight and Alan Matthews is the one that's like mowing down fools. And for Corey and Eric to be like, wow, he really is
I mean, we're told he's
this madman.
We're told he's potentially a former Navy SEAL. He's won the silver gloves for boxing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, those skills don't just go away. They might erode
Right.
with time, but they don't go away.
Right. We see him working on being calm when faced with difficult parenting choices. Like, I'm going to call it Alan Matthews, Chekhov gun fighting prowess. We should have had it.
Yeah.
We never got it.
Nope. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. Too bad Jack's muscles isn't enough to help the fight either.
No, they're just for show.
Yeah. Yeah, the next scene, we're at the hospital. Hey, the one consistent thing they have in this show is anytime it's the hospital, it's always the same waiting room, Brett. Good on this show.
This is the calmest ER I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, so one of the things that confused me was Eric goes, yeah, I'm going to hang out here and make sure everything's okay. And it's like, what are you waiting on? Like, did you put someone truly in the hospital who might die? Like, you waiting for the police to show up? Like, what are you waiting for?
I think he was just waiting on the results for Corey's x-rays.
Oh, could be. But yeah. We go back to the garage. The ill-fated garage where someone either robbed the place or one of the people who weren't badly injured stayed and made sure everything got cleaned up.
Yep. Everything got sold somehow.
Yes. I think it was Jack.
Yes. Jack
Either
knows how to sell.
Yep. Jack knows how to sell. He also left just a little bit of cash and threw everything away.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's go with the real headcanon for a second, Brett. Sean brought some kids from the trailer park that's not that far away, and he gave them money to buy things so they can go play, basically. Because the what is established about all the things that are being sold, all the stuff that is there for the garage sale, is essentially kids' toy stuff and kids' things. So let's have that better headcanon.
I like that headcanon.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So Topanga has a rational conversation with her very much emotionally mature husband.
I like that asterisk there that we can all see clearly
Yeah.
beside emotionally mature.
Yeah. Well, okay. How do you feel about Topanga making him a sandwich?
Hmm. Seems a little bit stereotypical there. A little bit dated.
It does. But there is a part of me that does think it's a kind gesture on Topanga's part for like, hey, I know you're upset. Like, you haven't eaten anything yet, so I'm gonna bring this to you so I know you've eaten.
And it does call back to when they first moved into their apartment. They're in the married dorms.
Yeah,
The sandwich that she made him.
yeah. That when he's upset, she feeds him, so at least one thing is taken care of. But there is
Yeah.
that connotation of you make me a sandwich.
Woman, make me a sandwich.
Yeah, I didn't hear that a lot as a teenager. But yeah, essentially Corey is venting his frustrations about this brother he's always had, the brother who was never there, the brother who didn't care for him. And I think Topanga's trying to point out to him the brother you think you're fighting with, the brother you think you're dealing with, is no longer the brother you have. And I think that's hard for Corey to take in.
Mm-hmm.
Because Corey's harping on the fact that he's, kind of a joke. He's always being trying to be funny. And he did spend his first night of marriage in a jail cell, apparently.
Yeah.
Topanga says, I remember getting married at the most beautiful location in all of Philadelphia and going on an incredible honeymoon afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Just skipping over the part that her brother-in-law was the reason that they couldn't go back to the dorm, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
he
Topanga's trying to communicate that she has grown up an appreciation for who Eric is now. And it's not the same person they grew up with.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty wise on her part.
It is. She is the voice of reason in this relationship tonight. And they're words that Corey needs to hear.
Yeah.
I remember when spending time with Eric is all you wanted to do. Sean and I were jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have the rest of your life to make new memories with Eric.
Yeah.
And then we get Eric in the garage with Corey.
Yeah. And I will say, after we started off by the complaint, it could be the cheesy 90s, everything ends on a happy note because the two of them hug it out and they say, hey man, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. And that's all it is. But I think what they're trying to do is allow for them just to be like, hey, we don't know how to move forward, but we know we need to get this mess cleaned up, so let's do it together.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's okay.
Sometimes it is. I wish that in this instance they would have done a little more telling to go along with their showing.
I agree.
They still had another 30 seconds of screen time that they had to use because their tag was just music. So, they had the time in the slot.
Yeah.
But,
Corey could have offered his sandwich to his brother.
yeah.
They could have split it.
Yeah, the little brotherly shoves that they give each other are telling in and of themselves, but I would have appreciated a little bit more than just that as they're out on the episode.
Yeah. Well, we kind of brushed over it, but they do have like a, why are you being this way, and why are you being such a jerk, and like Eric lays it out to him like, you left me out.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to do this together, you and I, and you decided that I wasn't worth your time. And Eric was trying to communicate, you hurt my feelings. And Corey was stewing about, I can't believe he's trying to say I did this. And Topanga say, you did do that.
Yeah, that whole conversation between Eric and Corey in the emergency room, Corey's got no leg to stand on. Eric just lays everything out there for him, and Corey has no defense.
Yeah.
And Topanga, part of what Topanga does in the garage is gently reminds him, or gently shows him, Eric's right.
Uh-huh.
You did exactly what Eric says you did, and you hurt him.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I will say I think it does hit nail on the head that brothers don't always know how to communicate to one another.
That is
all they can do is just agree to do something in silence together.
That is a true fact.
But the difference between at the tail end of this scene compared to what we were seeing with Jack and Eric is that Jack and Eric were faking trying to force something because they felt that's what they were supposed to do. And now the two boys are just cleaning out the garage like they were supposed to, but at least they're doing it together.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not being snidey or snipping at each other.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that is our episode. And you're right, there is no real tag at the end.
Nope, just music again.
You almost wish they could have, like, revealed that Eric did not get rid of, like, the sled.
Yeah. He didn't sell it. It's still hiding in the garage somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Like, you almost wish they could have showed, like, the clean garage where that and the no girls allowed sign were, like, hung up somewhere.
Yeah.
Would have been nice.
Would have been.
I don't know why the show didn't hire us 30 years ago.
I had ideas then. I was old enough they could have hired me.
They could have. Oh, well. We... what's their
I
name?
was too far away. I was in Ohio.
What's the name of our podcast buddies we've had on before? I'm blanking on their podcast name right now. Boy Meets World Fever?
Yes.
There we go. We got it. We'll cut this out so we don't look like tools. Or we won't because we think it's funnier. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, crap. Where was I going with that? I had a thought. I brought up their podcast, and now I'm blanking on my thought. Oh, when they went through every season and made their CW dramatic version of the show. It's like, do we have to do a rewrite for some of the show? But anywho, Brett, this was our episode.
All right. Well, you got some deep dives for us?
I do.
All right.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
My first deep dive is a question. Why are there so few tags in this season?
That's a good question. I'm going to chalk it up to they were lazy.
Phoning it in for the last season?
Yeah, I'm going to chalk it up to phoning it in.
Fair.
Because, I mean, they could have even just run bloopers in those slots.
Yeah, that was really
And
popular at the time.
some of it probably had to do with the way they were running interstitials for TGIF at the time,
That's true.
where they leaned into interstitial programming bumps in between. But at the rate they were doing these tags as just music, I don't think all of it was. I think some of it was just phoning it in.
Yeah. Well, also sometimes I know TV will do we're ending the episode showing the credits and we're starting another episode at the same time. So I want to say almost they were doing a little bit of this at this time too. But
Well, as memory serves, they would always do some interstitials in between episodes for TGIF, and they may have been doing some over the credits.
yeah, that makes sense.
So
Just
that
put
could
that
be
in as
some
your
of what they were
credits.
doing, but yeah, that could be why some of them are. But at the like I said, at the amount that we've had, and the inconsistency that we've had, I don't think that was all of it.
Yeah. Well, Brett, if you do get some well rest, as they kept saying for Eric this episode, he probably got about 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
It's better than getting the 4 or 5 he's used to. I got a whole 7 minutes. Oh, no, what is it? 45 minutes. That's what Buddy the Elf gets. So some of the signs include feeling refreshed, alert, energetic, having improved mood, creativity, cognitive function, mental clarity, physical energy, emotional stability, productive attitude. So how to make sure you get well rest, Brett, consistent schedule, making sure you're going to bed, waking up around the same time, optimizing sleep environment, making sure it's dark, making sure it's quiet, making sure you're cold, like cool. Limiting stimulants, avoid caffeine, heavy meals close to bedtime. I don't know if I agree with that. Pre-sleep routine, getting yourself ready to go same way every single time. Getting some sleep is a good thing.
Practicing good sleep hygiene.
Yes. I did not go and find a bunch of theories, but there are a ton of theories out there about being brothers and the complexity of that. I guess the one thing I'll come back to always is, and I do think there is some science to back this up, but there's something about a relationship between two brothers where either the two of them will decide we're going to do things together and we're going to connect with each other and we're going to be really close, or they want almost nothing to do with each other because at different times one of them is more interested than the other one and they don't know how to communicate of the type of relationship they want to have. So, I don't know. I only have the one brother, Brett. With the one that has more brothers, what do you think about all that?
I think there's a lot of give and take. That there are always going to be times where, like you said, one brother's going to be more interested than the other. One brother's going to be at a different point in their life where they're just not going to have time. And the seasons they're going to have their ebb and flow. I have not had any real contact with one of my brothers for years.
Yeah.
The other brother, I get to see on a fairly regular basis. I may get to spend opening day for the Cleveland Guardians with him in just a couple of weeks. Hello, Kitty.
That's Rachel's cat. She was found on an engine. I think she should have been called the little engine that could. Yeah, no, I agree with that. There's just complexities within it, and also the differences of personalities too. So that tends to affect a lot of the relationship between brothers. Preparation for garage sale, Brett. We talked about this a little bit, but recommended is roughly 2 to 4 weeks of preparation, gathering, cleaning, pricing out items, getting ready for your 1 to 2 days of garage sailing. You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Operating during normal business hours, but yeah. Some areas it's very important that you run an ad saying, hey, at this location there will be a garage sale. Here are some of the items that will be for sale.
Yep.
And there are communities that have regular, this is our community garage sale day. Get ready for it. So, you never know. Ooh, let's do this. The definition of brother. A male that has the same parents as another, or one parent in common with another. One related to another by common ties or interest. A fellow member, use the title minister in some evangelical denominations. One type similar to another. A kinsman, one who shares with another common national or racial origin, a member of a congregation of men not in holy order or usually in hospital or schoolwork, or a men's religious order, or who is not preparing for or is not ready for holy order. Orders. So, yeah.
Lots of kinds of brothers.
Yeah. Hey, brother.
Broseth.
And finally, Brett, we need to talk about some of the greatest swords fights in cinema. Now, I will say that I recognize some of these. I don't recognize all of them. So let's talk about the ones that I recognize. And then if you would like to bring up a couple that you have enjoyed over the years, feel free to bring them up. So from Geek Den, trying to get to the ones I know of. Number 7 on Geek Den's top swords battle is Ray Parker, Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace versus Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Arguably the greatest lightsaber battle in Star Wars franchise. Okay. And we get to... Wow, so many are coming from movies I've never seen before. Number 2, they have Wesley and Inigo Montoya, The Princess Bride. Oh gosh, I have no idea what that one is. A lot of these are on here are Japanese samurai movies, kung fu movies, some old Three Musketeers, old Zorros. Let's just talk about some of our favorite swords fight. Brett, we've mentioned 2 of them. Phantom Menace, wonderful sword fight. You could also add in there the battle on between Obi-Wan and, you could say, Darth Vader on Mustafar in Episode 3. Princess Bride, what a classic sword battle that was between 2 men who didn't know how to use swords. What other sword fights come to mind, Brett?
Let's see. There's a fair amount of sword play in. I'm running through a couple of movies in my head, trying to remember specific actual fights and not just sword play.
Or there's also like those war type movies where it's like not really a sword fight, it's a sword battle. So that's confusing. Yeah.
The Mask of Zorro had a lot of good sword fights.
Oh, the Mask of Zorro.
Sword choreography in it.
That's the first one I thought of.
Yeah.
And the flickering of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mask of Zorro. High recommend on that one. There's several really good fights in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You have the barn. You have the individual battles in the end. You have Zorro taking on the whole army.
Oh, yeah.
All of those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking like Lord of the Rings. They have mostly sword battles, but not individual
not
fights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got some decent. I mean, you've got Braveheart's got a lot of sword play in it, but not any individual real fights that I can remember.
Well, even like Gladiator.
That was another one that popped in my head. There's some sword usage, but not any real sword fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think sword fights gets really complicated. I will say, in the Matrix 2, Matrix Reloaded, they do have a pretty solid sword fight in there where he's picks up a blade and is battling with all sorts of comparable different ninjetti type weaponry, and it is pretty awesome.
Yes, it is.
So there are lots of good sword fights out there. Feel free to tell us what your favorite is.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite one is.
Yeah.
Because clearly we have not watched enough.
No, well, but that's the thing, though, Brett. Like, when it comes to like individual sword fights, they just don't really happen as often as I think we think they do.
Not in Western cinema.
No, well, because like even like for example, like a show like Game of Thrones has swords all over the place, and there are some pretty decent sword fights, but they're not the cinematic sword fight I think you would want them to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will say, maybe it is just the cultural thing of we don't really know how to do the real sword battle fights. I don't know. But, Brett, because there was a brawl, I do believe we need to have a short discussion on some of our favorite fight brawls in movies. Or TV shows, I guess you could say as well. I mean, because there's a difference between an actual like fight scene, like I think of like the movie Warrior, where they're in an actual Ultimate Fighter contest tournament, but like for brawl purposes, I of course think of all of the Dark Knight trilogy because he's always was involved with brawls.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were very specific in what type of martial arts choreography they were using in those ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the line does come to me of, "Why are you taking me away? Protection. I don't need your protection. Protection for them." Jingle All the Way has a pretty good Santa brawl in it.
Ah, it is fun. Yes, that one is fun. Introduced Asher that one last year.
Oh, nice. Trying to think of
good brawl.
Yeah, I will say, American audiences or American cinema does know how to set up a good fight scene between two individuals fighting. But sometimes the brawls do get a little hooky.
Yeah, a little bit.
Although Jet Li, if you put him in any scene, he can make a brawl scene look awesome.
Yes, you can.
Someone's awake. All right, well, Brett, we'll call that our deep dives for now.
All right. Well, let's talk about what we learned.
You know anything about the Odyssey? Huh? Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
What did we learn? Well, my lesson from Mr. Feeney, who did not appear in this episode and was not able to impart his wisdom. Damaged relationships take time to fix, and it can't just be smoothed over with a simple Band-Aid or an I'm sorry. It's going to take time and effort. Unlike the effort that Corey was putting in through 98% of the episode.
Uh-huh.
So there you go. That's my my lesson to take away from this episode. Tyler, what's your lesson learned from this episode?
I think the biggest thing is that my lesson is that sometimes the person that we think we are upset with, fighting against, the person we're holding judgments against, is no longer the person that we had those judgments and frustrations over. Because so much of that end when Corey is fuming, he's fuming over a person that Eric is no longer. And especially as people grow up and are no longer that person they once were, and they've had time to mature and grow, you realize you're stuck in, that's the person I think they still are, even though they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. What?
Can you tell this subject's a little more raw for me, Brett?
Just a skosh.
I say, I relate to Corey, not always for good reasons.
Well then.
I'm right?
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
How would you grade Brotherly Shove?
Is this a perfect episode, Brett? No, it's not. Does this episode deserve to be an A+? Yes, it does. And it deserves to be an A+, because I believe there's a lot more weight to this episode, especially as an adult as I watch it, that I couldn't appreciate as a young child. And there is subtlety to the performances, and it's not I always feel so weird. I always feel like I have to justify the A+ I give out, but like, it's not as good as Cult Fiction. It's not as good as all the other A+ I've given out, but I can't give it anything less than an A+.
Fair. This one gets a B+ from me.
And that's fair.
It's a solid lesson. It's a solid message. The acting is on point. There's just some things in there that I've got to do too much jumping to make them work.
Fair.
But solid B+ from me.
Fair.
So I believe you've got some dad jokes for me before we get out of here.
Oh, I do, don't I?
You do.
All right, let's hear that. Oh, gosh. I don't want to give you a dad joke. You know what, Brett? I'm going to turn to a classic dad joke. It's going to take a little bit of a setup, so go with me, Brett.
All right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana. Who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana. Who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Here's the real dad joke in it all. You do it without the setup, everything you're doing. You go, hey, can you hand me this? And they go, yeah, sure. And you're like, Orange, you glad I didn't ask you for this instead? And just anytime you're like, or this, you just go, Orange, you glad? Yes. A little tipperoonie from my old man.
There you go.
Orange, you glad is always acceptable dad joke.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, good looking people. Thanks for sticking around with us. And you can always reach us across our social media channels at dadsmeetworld across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter /X. We are most active on Instagram and Facebook. You can also send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. And we'd appreciate it if you leave us a rating or a review wherever you get your podcasts. That helps us rise up in the algorithm and lets more people find us, helps us to share the dad love. So until next time, we'll see you, good looking.
Back to you, good looking.
You know, how can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? Ow, that hot. Underpants. It's me manifesto. I married a moose. Let me touch something! What?
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.